We go. High energy.
Oh, we
Big
haven't done
smile.
it yet. Okay.
Really excited. Everyone's friends. Right. Can we just an hour pretend to be friends, all right? We're all friends
We've
here.
all
Let's just
clocked in
pretend for an
now, so now
hour.
we can
Get this over and done with, and then we
pretend.
can go back to being colleagues. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
All
Beautiful.
right. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Earth Sandwich podcast.
Hi.
Today we're joined by, as usual, Charlie and Andy.
Hi.
Charlie, how are you this evening?
Doing good. Technically, it's early mornings. It's past midnight, but still kind of evening.
There we
technically
go.
speaking.
That's what I was trying to work out there.
Mm-hmm.
But all well? All feeling good?
Yeah.
Cushy. I'm excited,
Good,
James.
good. And Andy, how is yourself this 5:30 in the great British summer?
I'm doing splendid. I'm ready to talk about some things that I don't like. And I want to
Ooh.
talk to you guys, and I want to convince you guys that you two should also not like these things.
Oh, I'm down.
And if you don't get convinced, you're in the wrong.
You are different and
So
therefore wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this alludes to what we're looking at today. So we're going to do a little bit of a themed episode today,
Well,
in which, if you haven't seen it, it's a Room 101, but we'll call it Room
Stuff we don't
201.
we'll make up a cool
Basically.
title.
And it's essentially a show on the BBC, BBC, I think, in which contestants would come on and they would put things that they don't like into a room, into a vault, where it would disappear forever and they'd never, you'd never have to see it again.
Yeah.
So, for instance, some people might go in there and put flip-flops. Because flip-flops, why would you wear flip-flops when sliders exist?
Yep.
Let's be honest. Like,
Great
they're just
point.
things that go between your
Sliders
toes.
are like little burgers. You can't really fit them on.
So what's the point?
Or, to be fair, actually, why would you wear sliders when Crocs exist?
Yeah, they've got two modes as well. Crocs have got like a go fast.
Yeah, they do.
Sport mode.
4x4 and casual.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll be walking through the park and I'll flick them into 4x4 and just,
Go up a slight incline.
Oh, we're going off
Yeah,
road.
it'll be-
yeah. Oh. But no, that's essentially what it is, and they've got to, beat out other contestants by convincing the host who should be and what should be put in the Room 101. So we picked 3 items each. They don't have to be items. That's the other thing. They can be states of minds, concepts.
States of
Would,
mind. I'm gonna put
realistically,
happiness
if it
in the
was
vault.
things we actually fully wanted to get rid of,
Yeah.
there'd be certain things going in, but we've gone for a more comical.
Yeah, true.
Happiness.
Yeah. Happiness, friends, podcasts.
You still have 3 minutes left of your argument. That's all I need. Just that statement
That's it.
alone.
And we're just going to run through and do one against each other and then debate and pick which one we think out of the 3
Yep.
and
Yep.
then do it again and again.
Beautiful.
3 times. So does anyone particularly want to start us off?
Go on.
I'd love to start it off.
Andy,
Hit us.
You know
go
what?
on, my boy.
I'm going to start off on a simple one that doesn't require too much thought. I propose that we put toasters in Room 101.
I couldn't disagree with you more.
Go on.
Let me say my piece first. Toasters. They are an object, an item, a utensil, which has one purpose in a kitchen.
Yes, sir.
It's a singular to toast, which is a noble purpose. I admit that.
Or not to toast.
But it is just to toast. They take up a lot of real estate on the counter when something like a George Foreman grill, which you could also use to cook bread and other things, has multi-purpose facets to it. I'm not saying you use your George Foreman grill for toast. I'm just saying if you want hot bread, there are other ways of achieving it in a way that doesn't take up as much room. Also, your average toaster, bear in mind, most people aren't going to spend more than £20, £15 on a toaster. Because, it's a toaster. Why would you spend loads on a nice toaster? So, most toasters are shit. So you get those toasters where it only cooks kind of the bottom half, or it only cooks somewhere in the middle, or it cuts off the top and you got to do when you put a Pop-Tart in, you got to spin it around? Well, I had to my entire childhood, and it scarred me. And I don't think we should have toasters.
I think you've
That's
just
it.
grown up with a shit toaster.
Yeah,
I
that
won't-
might be the issue,
I
though,
won't
yeah.
debate that.
I've never
I
had
also-
any issues.
I also
I've never had a problem with a toaster either.
I also will freely admit that in my adult life, I don't have toast. To me, toast is something I don't eat. I will only ever eat
So
it
I'll
if it's
present-
somewhere already been made for me.
I'm gonna back you up and then provide a counter argument.
Okay,
In
thank you.
the toasters,
Yes.
so when we're back at, Freya's home, they have an Arga. And on an
Very
Arga,
nice.
you've got 2 hot plates on top, and it's always on, essentially. It's a coal. It's always on, and then
I see.
it's got 2 hot plates on the top. They just have like a toast rack, which they put under it and close the lid, and it toasts the bread.
Smart.
By far the best toasted bread you could have. Trumps just toasters far, far beyond.
Very nice.
But if I buy a see-through toaster,
I did wonder if that was where this
everything
was
is beaten.
What's a see-through toaster? I've not even heard of
Where you
this.
can see how toasted it
Was
is.
Andy there for that? There was once.
I don't think
I
Andy
missed
might
it.
have
There
not.
was
He
one
might not have been there.
specific party that we went to when we were like
Yeah.
18?
Possibly,
I
yeah.
think 18, 19.
Maybe
And
17.
the host had a see-through toaster, and there was
What a
like
machine.
5 of us around it chanting toaster, 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 toaster.
Just toasting a loaf of bread over and over again, watching it get to the perfect level of toasted, and then
Yes, we are.
And if
fun
I was
parties.
That would be
It
concreting
was
my
immense.
hatred of toasters.
just hammered.
Yeah. But I think
toasters. Okay,
I
not
think
what I
that-
expected.
you see, I went out there. I think it's something that they don't.
Mm.
If I was to make a kitchen, and I had a limited budget,
Hmm.
as all budgets are, I suppose, I wouldn't choose a toaster in the opening gambit of things.
So now I present you with a argument of what? How do you feel about kettles?
Kettles.
Yeah.
I personally don't really drink hot drinks, but I do understand the utility that a kettle provides for both cooking and hot drinkage.
So you don't eat pasta either.
Okay, so
I do eat pasta. I eat a lot of pasta.
You're not using.
to
kettle
be
heat
fair,
that
when I
up?
eat pasta, I just put the pot of water straight on the hob
That's
with the
what I
pasta
do.
in it, and then just heat it up that
I
way.
used to kettle it, but I'm like,
Yeah.
I only save a minute or two by kettling it, so I might.
Because
as well.
I think a kettle is essentially the water alternative or the liquid alternative of a toaster.
For me, it's getting through the
what
motion.
single
You
usage.
flick the kettle on. You go right. Here we go. Let's get the spaghetti in the pan. So
What
Yeah.
you like hearing the
Yeah.
like the I don't know how
I mean that
bubbles
sounded
sound.
like a car backfiring, but yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you like the.
Also, why did they invent see-through kettles before see-through
I
toasters?
don't.
Surely you want to see
For
your
obvious-
toast toasting more than your boil boiling.
Well, because the boiling again, we've kind of detracted from the toaster topic here. But the water boiling is the purpose of the toaster. Sorry, I'm having a stroke. Is the purpose of the kettle.
Water in your toaster, Andy. Is this the problem?
He's
Maybe
been
that's why I
chucking
hate
toasters
it.
in baths for a few weeks.
That's what my bath's been
Just
running.
Andy trying to stuff a bit of bread in the kettle, just like this
You
is
see,
shit. Toasters
None of
are
us know what we're
Gonna
fucking
heat it up,
talking
mate. Come
about.
on.
I just think they're a waste of space. It's limited purpose. There are other options available, readily available in an average kitchen, and
Okay.
I also just think toast is something where boiling water can be used in a plethora of different ways. Toast is used in a very singular fashion.
Yeah. I mean, with a kettle, you can win a lot of water fights. But with a toaster, you can't. Damn it, I don't want to keep a straight face now.
Toaster, you'd win if they were
I don't
all
know.
in
If
a
you
pool.
put toast in, burn it, and then spring it out at
Throw
people.
a toaster.
Yeah.
No, I get it because we've got a grill in our oven, and you can just put bread on that, and it works just well. Really.
Yes,
I think for
yeah.
me, it's almost like a convenience thing because you got to turn on the grill and shit like that, and it's just like.
And then it's heating up the whole oven
Whereas
as well.
for the
Sometimes
for a
if the
toaster, you
grill's
just go
just at the top.
done.
You can put it on a pan if you really want. Put it on
Is
pan.
that something? I guess it's something you don't.
Yeah,
need
butter.
It. You don't need it, but it's convenient.
Yeah. It's
Well,
convenient.
Andy,
That's it.
that was good.
Thank you.
I didn't expect it, but that was
Thank
very
you.
good.
Thank you.
Charlie, what's your
Another one.
first
Mine
presentation?
is a bit different to a toaster. Mine is something which has been irritating me a hell of a lot recently. The sheer amount of YouTube adverts. There is a fucking lot of them right now.
Oh, yeah,
There
yeah.
are so
That's a
many.
good
It's
one.
ridiculous.
That is a good one.
Fuck
They're all
toasters. That
15
is way
seconds,
worse.
They're all unskippable, and it's just a pain in the fucking dick. Because I used to I used to put on to sleep. I have to listen to shit, right? I've got to listen to something because otherwise like any outside sound just distracts me and I don't go to sleep. So I have to listen to music, or I listen to like a podcast, or I listen to some sort of long YouTube video. So what I like to do is find a YouTube video about some random shit. I had one with Hollow Knight lore that lasted an hour. I just sat down and listened to that. I used to be able to do that. Now I can't do that because every like 5 minutes it's just an interruption. It's like, we've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty, and it's just
Raid Shadow Legends.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, it's a better mortgage, and it's just like, bitch, I don't even have one. Never mind, a better one. But it's like, you know what I mean? It's just irritating. I just want to watch something. I don't want to be constantly bombarded with ads.
I agree.
And that
I
concludes
completely
my
agree.
brief presentation on why I think YouTube ads should go into Room 101, because they're a pain in the snatch.
I couldn't agree with you more, mate. Like, I used to be a big advocate for don't get ad blockers. People don't make any money if you're doing that. Since they introduced like longer, unskippable ones, fuck it.
The thing is,
ad blocker straight on. Don't care.
If it was just at the start of the video, that's fine. I'm okay with that, right?
True,
Because you know that's just going to happen. But it's when they have ones which just come over and over and over again throughout the video. So it's like, I've watched like 20 minutes of ads to watch this half an hour video.
And
That's
then they have a
irritating.
sponsored section.
Yeah.
Like they'll have an advert and then a sponsored section, then an advert.
That's irritating. I don't like that.
Yeah.
That winds me up a little bit. Being honest.
I think that's a good one. That's a very solid one. That's that's beaten my toaster suggestion by a country mile.
I would say that's currently got my vote.
Yeah, that's currently mine.
Yeah.
Unless James, you can change our minds.
I don't think I'm beating this one out. My first
Interesting
one
way
that
to
I've got
phrase
down,
that. Yep.
and hear me out, is football Twitter.
Go on.
I don't even have Twitter,
Neither do I.
and I see a lot of football Twitter come through onto my Instagram and stuff, because obviously I follow a lot of football players. I do a lot of football news on kind of Instagram and stuff. Football Twitter is just people anonymously calling you horrible things, seemingly, for supporting a team.
Yeah.
I see.
So, for instance, like there'll be like people like, you know, tweeting and stuff, and I'll see tweets where it's like somebody will put up, a potential, you know, Man United team for next season, and they'll maybe put a centre defensive midfielder in and a winger, and they'll be like, then there'll just be loads of comments of people just insulting them for like no reason at all, and just calling them like a dickhead and stuff. And it's like, these people have like their bio is like, their name is like Cristiano Ronaldo fan 17, and then it's a picture of like Drogba as their icon. And it's like, what? Who are you? You're just anonymously making an account to abuse people online and then getting away with it.
It's just 12-year-olds, man. It's
Fucks me
12-year-olds and idiots.
Yeah.
I mean,
Pretty
again,
much.
I don't.
It's infuriating, like.
Yeah, I do echo that as well. Like on Instagram, like half the people I follow are footballers, so you do see like comments and suggested feeds are like screenshots of tweets like saying crazy. And the thing that's annoying about 70% of the time is what they're saying is like wrong or dumb, or like equally as
Absolutely,
ridiculous as maybe the person that originally tweeted something. So it's like someone's like, you know, I saw a thing going around where it was a bunch of Chelsea fans outside Stamford Bridge, and they were asked Mason Mount or Messi, and like 9 people said Mason Mount. And it's like
you are stupid.
and like it's obvious that these people are either so diehard Chelsea that they're deluded Chelsea fans. But in a way, that's what you want for your club, isn't it? You want some fans that are like full on, you know, deluded.
Yeah, but you don't, because then it incites people like this being like stupid. Where you have the arguments where people are going like, "Who's better, Messi or Martinelli?" And Arsenal fans will go, I actually previously had down deluded Arsenal fans, and I changed it to football Twitter. But they'll be like, Messi or Martinelli, who's going to have the biggest legacy? And everyone's like, you wait till Martinelli turns up.
Like,
shut up.
Shut the fuck up. But I guess that
you're wrong.
It's
You're just
delusional
wrong.
people posting things and then other delusional people reacting in an incorrect way.
Yeah.
Like,
One of the funniest things I always see is people being like, potential Man United team for next season, and it's got like 11 players that we need to sign in the starting lineup, and it's like, Who do you think we are? Who do you
No
think
one's
we're
signing
signing? Like all these people. Like
No one's signing.
we're
Yeah.
getting a player or two if we're lucky.
You may as well
Yeah.
be putting up your ultimate team squad, honestly.
Yeah.
Genuinely,
We could
yeah.
potentially sign next season. Yeah, potentially.
No, I agree.
Potentially, if we
Nah,
had
it's not gonna happen.
£7 quadrillion and we actually
Yeah.
won shit now.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
spot on.
Right?
It's
But
I
yeah,
agree
that
with
was my one.
That's a good one. That is better. So should we put it to a
It's
vote?
good, but I don't think it beats out YouTube adverts.
Yeah.
Should we vote? I vote YouTube adverts.
You guys both voted.
I'm game
Okay.
for YouTube adverts.
YouTube
yeah.
adverts.
Who would you have
yeah.
voted for, Charlie?
Our first
Aside from-
entry.
Or would
Football
you just vote for
Twitter,
yourself?
because I do actually have Twitter, and I have seen a lot of football Twitter, and it is abysmal. It's a cesspit.
like a
It
cesspit.
is a cesspit.
Oh, it is.
Good
Yeah,
word.
it genuinely is. It's
Um,
horrible. Great word.
But
No.
actually, one thing I do like about football Twitter, though, the one thing I do like is like there's this one guy who tweets out United stuff, right? He's like a big United fan, and it's just like everything he tweets just becomes so poorly aged. He's like the best curse of all time. So like, he posted like at the start of last season, he was like Luke Shaw, Maguire, Varane, and Wan-Bissaka. Good luck scoring.
It's
And then they just never played.
It's just like, mate. I've looked at a lot of his tweets. I was like, can you please stop tweeting? Because whatever you tweet
Yeah.
goes wrong.
I
So
did-
just shut up.
Or tweet some mad stuff like we have the worst team in the league and we're getting relegated, and then we'll.
Please just stop talking, because it feels like a curse on the entire.
Is he
Well,
doing
sort
it
of.
like ironically?
No.
No,
It's
it's
very
not like if
deliberate.
I was like Mason Mount
Genuine.
is the best player of all time.
I can
it's not like
show
that.
you the account later, because it's very deliberate. He defends himself
I
a
do
lot
lo-
in the comments. He's trying to make a lot of arguments, but
I do love deluded Arsenal fans as well. I like my favorite is there aren't really any well there are, but there aren't really any like popular deluded City and Liverpool fans. It's always Chelsea, Arsenal, Man United, and Spurs.
no, there's some.
I think
Liverpool
that's
ones.
purely because
There's some
a
Liverpool
lot of
ones.
Liverpool fans are in that sense anyway. They're quite an outspoken supporters. Like they have quite a lot of
They've always
very
been
vocal
crazy.
supporters.
Yeah.
But there's not one individual. Like I get that because there's like AFTV and then there's like Mark Goldbridge and
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Oh no,
Yeah.
I do love that deluded football fans. But
Brilliant.
no, YouTube ads can
right,
go
so
fuck
YouTube
themselves.
ads into Room 101.
Nice.
That being said, if we
Well.
get monetized, hopefully at some point, don't turn off your
Yeah,
ad block.
then we love YouTube
I'm
ads
gonna hit all
and
the
we're sorry.
fucking ads, and
I'm
not
sorry, Susan. I'll go.
Speaking of which, here's an advert.
Imagine. Oh, that would be funny.
Yeah.
And
Right.
as soon as you
Do you
get
want
back
to
from the
start
break-
us off, Charlie, with the
as
next
soon as you
one?
get back from the break, here's our response. No.
Yeah.
Right, this one's a bit out there. This is inspired by a tweet I saw the other day. Someone tweeted this, and I feel
Football Twitter?
Football.
agreed with this.
Arsenal fans?
What is the fucking point of dust? Why does shit just get dirty for no reason? You know, it's just you just like leave a house as it is, and it just ends up filthy. It's just like, oh, for fuck's sake, I got to do all the hoovering, I got to do all the. It's just irritating.
yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
What is dust even?
What is the fucking point?
Like how?
Dust, I think, is just settled particles, is it
it's
not?
stuff which like so basically like dust on the ground will be coming from like the ceiling or something like that. It's everything around
Yeah.
you slowly disintegrating creates dust. Is basically what it is. It's
That's
like
cool
the
when
whole
you say it like that.
yeah. So like outside, like with trees and stuff like that, everything disintegrates down. It goes into the ground. It makes soil. On the inside, it just makes dust. That is all it does.
Yeah.
Hate that
yeah.
shit.
I back you on this. Rubbish.
What's the
Dust is
fucking
rubbish.
point?
Like,
We don't
what is
need
the
it.
point in it?
We don't need it. I'm allergic to dust
Yeah.
mites. I literally. Yeah.
To dust mites or dust?
Dust. I'm not like if there
That's
was
Australian
dust.
dust, by the way.
Yeah, dust mite.
Dust
Dead.
mite.
Yeah, no, like dust
Yeah,
mites
literally.
are little things that can live in dust, but not all dust has dust mites. So it's a damning indictment if I walk into a room and I like start sneezing instantly. It's
Just
because
pass out.
yeah, I just die because it like isn't a detector of dust that people like can't hide. because like my face starts going like,
That's cool.
and
For audio listeners, that wasn't a pretty face.
Yeah, it was
Just
not a pretty
put
face.
now that.
I love my usual one. But yeah, I agree. Dust is that is disgusting.
Fuck dust.
Because also dust gets in places that like you wouldn't think it gets in.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Do you want to know something that really pisses me off with that? It's kind of related to dust, but not really.
Football Twitter.
How can I wear
Just gets
a
everywhere.
white t-shirt? Yeah, a white t-shirt all day, and then
Yeah.
at the end of the day, my belly button is full of black, like
Fluff. Lint. Yeah, I don't know.
like fluff, like black fluff. I wear a white t-shirt all day, and then I get to the evening, take my t-shirt off, and I'm like, where the fuck has that got there then?
Or like the same with like white socks. Like if you have
Yeah.
like jet white socks, I suppose with the socks you could argue it's probably like, I don't know, bits of. I don't know. I actually don't know.
Shoe?
I do not know what
Bits of shoe
bits
or
of-
carpet or
bits
something?
of shoe, bits of dirt that gets in from like the street into your
no
socks.
idea.
Ah, those bloody street
But
dirts.
anyway, that
Oh,
was my,
why I
that
order.
was my contribution this round.
Good one, I
That-
like that.
that is a
yeah,
good
You're
one.
coming to
That-
play today, you are.
That is
Turns out-
difficult.
With some strong
Turns
entries.
out, man.
You might have won the game just 4 arguments in.
yeah.
Fucking hell. Right, James.
Go on, I'll jump in next with mine. So
Yeah.
mine, and this might seem a little bit hypocritical to begin with,
Oh god.
but hear me out.
People who wear hats indoors.
People who love baseball caps. People who use the phrase YOLO, or people who say YOLO before doing something.
Now, are you
Yeah.
saying people that say this in a sincere way or in an ironic
Yeah, so
way,
people
or
who
both?
would go like, oh, do you want to go jet skiing? And they're like, yeah, YOLO.
But like
Or
they
you only
genuinely
live once, and it's
Yeah.
like, could just go jet skiing, couldn't we? We don't need to reference the fact that none of us have an existence after we die. Right.
Yeah, yeah, you don't have to break up.
Just
the
go jet
inevitability
skiing.
of death. We could just go have a fun time doing something.
Anyway, James isn't allowed to be a teacher.
Yeah, we
anymore.
Yeah, we don't need to go have fun because eventually we're gonna die. We could just have fun because having fun is fun.
Like YOLO could just be replaced with we might as well.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
Yeah, I do kind of get, especially as
But,
like.
Yeah.
but people that genuinely go like YOLO, man. It's like,
Luckily, those people, at least in the UK, I feel, are few and far between.
There's
Which
not
means,
many.
but what happens is when you do see one, they stand out. You're like, that person sincerely said YOLO. Like,
yeah.
especially
And the reason I say
yeah.
it might be hypocritical because I think I embody that quite well. I see things and I'm just kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
There's not much thought process behind it. I'll just go, I'll do that because that looks fun.
You only live once,
Yeah.
eh?
Which is kind of like, because I only live once, babe.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm not gonna stand there and be like, oh, I'm gonna go jet skiing because YOLO.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Do it because
I
it looks
get
fun.
that. I get
doesn't
that. I
Like,
get that.
yeah, I think that makes sense. Yeah, I'd agree. That's a good one. These are some good ones.
Mine are mostly just people I dislike.
Yeah, yours
and
is
the
just-
last one I've got is it starts with people who say. So, you know.
I just hate people who have opinions.
Generally,
that's
yeah.
what I hate. But no, that's a good one. These are some good ones. You know, we didn't have much thinking time before this. Well, we did. We had like, I don't know, probably 15, 20 minutes of solidly thinking about it. And I think,
Yeah.
we've done all right so far. And this is where it all goes downhill for all of us.
Yeah, I was about to say this is where Andy brings in a fucking left hook.
So to be fair, this is probably better than toasters. My second one is read receipts on message apps. So what I mean is, so I send Charlie a message on Facebook.
Yeah.
I can see, due to the design of Facebook,
Oh.
I can see when he's read the message.
Mm.
I don't like that. I don't think that's a good
Did you-
idea.
I don't think it's good, is it? Because at least in the back of your mind, you can go, oh, maybe they just didn't see it. But if someone's looked at it, they've made a deliberate decision to not respond and ignore you.
Or you say that I do this all the time, where I I get a message on like WhatsApp or Facebook or something. I read it, I think of my response, and then I just put my
Yep.
phone away, thinking I already responded, especially if it's something not
I've
important.
done that so many
I've done
times.
that
Yeah.
too.
Like, so then but because of, we all know, if you've seen it, you know, Charlie has seen my message, but he might not have remembered that he saw this message. Which is what, so then like there's kind of a double guilt on the person receiving the message, because you've either got to make the decision, hey, I know I'm not really going to read this properly. I either look at it now or deliberately wait to not look at it, which we all know that I'm deliberately waiting to not look at it. Is that I'm deliberately putting off looking at it.
I think that's what you
We
just
all
have
know-
to do.
Did
though.
you see-
That's just what you have to do. Is just deliberately put it
But-
off and just try and make a mental
Yeah.
note to come
But
back
what
to
I'm
it.
saying is, we shouldn't have. That shouldn't be the way it works. It should be.
Did you see that iPhone recently, their announcement have implemented on iMessage and stuff that you can mark things as unread? That even if you've read it, you can then mark it as unread.
That's good.
So that
But
the people will look at it and be like, oh, they haven't read it yet.
But that's kind of adding more effort than just removing the read thing in total.
Yeah, just removing it altogether.
If you remove it altogether, and then what you could even do is you could set it so that like you go, hey, remind me in 1 hour that this message came through. If you're really going through this, I don't want to respond right now, I don't want to read it right now, do that. By automatically have it so that you can't tell when someone's read a message.
That's true.
Because it creates a lot of expectations from the sender and the receiver.
You start playing a lot of mental games in
messages.
there.
Yeah, you do. When you're just like, oh, my mum just asked me something, but I'm like, I'm on the bus, I can't respond right now, I can't be bothered to read it.
Yeah.
Then it's like, oh, well, she thinks I've blanked her for 5 hours. When it's like, no, I've just been at work and I haven't been sending messages. It's like,
I always I have like a crux where I don't always feel like responding to people. So sometimes I'll just leave it there. But then I really hate having apps on my homepage with like one next to
I hate
them.
that shit.
there we
or
go. I
stuff.
was going to
So
mention
it's like,
that as well.
I need to get rid of that,
Yeah.
but I don't want to reply yet.
Yeah, but I don't want to. But I don't want to. You know, sit down and, especially if it's like a long message or to someone like potentially like important.
Yeah.
Or like for like a job or
Well, that's it.
something.
Yeah.
It's like I don't want to. Like I've had.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you guys use like Microsoft Teams or like Slack.
I have done.
Yeah.
I have
Basically,
done,
things like Discord, but you know, for some reason, Office Spaces don't want to use Discord, even
Business.
though it's great. People send you messages, and you're like, oh, I'm in the middle of a task, and I know that if I look at this message, they're gonna think I'm gonna start doing the next task, even though I'm still currently working on a task. But they also know that like I'm in the office, like I'm around the corner from them, so
And you're online.
So I might. So in their head, I'm deliberately ignoring them, which I am, but it's for a like a good reason most of the time. So that's why I think read receipts on at least on casual messenger app, like if you know Facebook. I don't need to know if
that's why
someone I've sent a
texting
meme
is
to.
just quite nice when you just text
Yeah.
someone and you're just like, I have no idea whether they've even received that.
Yeah, and because it's also nice from the sender's perspective with text, because I know people, you know, don't get that many texts often. People don't check their texts often.
Yeah.
I know when I send
Yeah.
it, I'm not going to get immediate response from this person, but that's fine because I go in with the expectation of that.
Yeah, I was toying with the idea recently of removing all social media.
Interesting.
And just kind of going, bin it. I kind of can't be asked for one. And then on the second hand, I'm just like, I'll just use WhatsApp. I'll just migrate all group chats over to WhatsApp, use that, because then you can still have the internet, but then you just remove the fact that you're getting messages on Facebook and friend requests that come through, or requests for messages from people that are like my business on Facebook. It's like, fuck off, Amanda. We went to school together in year 1. I don't know who the fuck you are.
Yeah.
Like,
No, it's difficult. Yeah, it's a weird one. But then also conversely, like if you ever meet someone who has zero social media, you're like, is this person a serial killer? Because you're like,
true, yeah.
But I think
Well,
it's
I don't
I think
even
it
know
is
who
good
Or a
to
nomad.
take, and I think read receipts like don't help a lot, but I think it's good to take like not necessarily like weeks off the social media because you kind of need to be around it if you're contacting people. But there's certainly some social media you could do without. Twitter I'm on because I just like laughing at people, but it is an extremely toxic place. it's not nice. Instagram is the same, and it's like I don't know. I kind of feel like Have you ever taken like a day where you've just like not touched your phone at all and not responded to anybody? Have
Really
you done
nice.
those things? I had
Not
one. And it was like,
deliberately.
you know, like there's the masculine urge memes. The masculine urge to do this. I had. I was chopping some wood with an axe because it's like winter now, so we're chopping wood up, and I was like, I'm gonna sit down and sharpen this axe. It was like the masculine urge to sit down and sharpen an axe for like 4 hours. I was just out there, just having a fucking whale of a time. I was like, shit, it's like 3.5 hours. It's fucking sick.
some child boy
Just making it
shit.
as sharp as
Just-
possible, getting a piece of paper out and like,
just like staring, just staring out across the houses.
yeah.
They're doing a burn
Yeah.
off
With an
up in
axe
the
over your
hills, so
shoulder.
I've got
dog by your
yeah, I've
side.
got the smell of like because they don't burn off, so I've just got a fire smell in my nose as well. I'm just like
And you see,
sharpening an axe. I'm
Weed.
like,
And
this is pleasant. I'm enjoying this. This is good.
and you see, you won't be able to enjoy that if just before you started doing it, or just mid axe sharpening, someone sends you a barrage of messages, and they know you're ignoring them.
Yes.
So you're like, oh fuck, now I can't enjoy my axe sharpening because I know
Yes.
that this person I work with, or my flatmate or whatever,
Also,
is sending me these messages that I'm ignoring.
some messages as well. You kind of want to read, and then you've got to take a time to think of a response. Sometimes as well, and it's just like,
Yeah.
but you can't do that unless you've read it. So it's like, if you read the message and go, okay, and then you think about like just sharpening your axe, thinking about how to respond to this, and
Because
but in the
Yeah.
meantime, the other person's read it.
Put a little note on a pigeon and send
Yeah,
it.
but in the meantime, the other person looked at it and go,
Yeah.
oh, they've read it and they're ignoring me.
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah, they don't have a clue what you're doing.
And
Like,
also, one thing with the read receipts as well. So let's say someone sends me, like I send someone a message, they respond with a message, and as you say, I don't necessarily want to respond that moment. Even though I was responding instantly before, I might be doing something, I might be out somewhere, and I'm like, oh, I can't respond to this message. To them, it looks like we're going back and forth. I'm seeing every single one, which of course I am. And then I
Yeah.
just suddenly stop, which of course I am, but it's more brutal for the sender when it's like, oh, I sent this message and they've instantly stopped responding after that message, and I know.
or your
they've seen
phone
it.
dies.
Or your phone dies.
You
like,
view
there-
it, you're
there are-
midway responding,
there are
they
a
see
thousand
your
reasons
like the
why.
little messenger thing come up, and then your phone dies.
Yeah.
So I physically can't do anything here.
Or you got no connection.
With
Like,
the
I take a lot of
taking
trains.
time off social media,
Yeah.
like when my gramps passed away last year-ish, but that's really poor of me. I was like, that is, it kind of fucked me up a little bit, and I was like, right, I'm disappearing for a little bit. So
Okay.
I just didn't go on my phone for like a week, didn't touch my phone at all.
Yeah.
Lovely, really nice. It gives you that kind of space to every time you go to bed, it's not like yourself where it's like, I'm going to listen to music or something like that. It is just you're sat there in your head just like thinking. It's just, it sounds really douchey, but
No,
it's
I know
really
what you
nice. And then if anyone like saw like James hasn't looked at group chats in like 3 days, so I had a few people like messaging Freya being like, what's James doing? He was
Yeah.
like, she was just like, oh, he's having a break from like social media or something. Just
Yeah.
got some bad news, so we're having some time off. But I'm
Yeah.
going to start trying to do that maybe like not 1 week a month or something like that, but maybe like quarterly. Just have like a whole week where you just don't go on your phone. Get
Yeah,
like a
you should do.
Nokia 3310. If anyone needs to call me, give everyone that number.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
You
not
can do
calling
that.
you. The
Play some
charges are
snake.
massive,
Play
man.
some snake in the garden.
That's true, actually. But I suppose, but then the point of that be, Charlie, is like you'd only call him if you really needed to call him,
Yeah, exactly.
like for whatever
Yeah,
reason.
yeah.
But
And
anyway,
if not, I just
yeah.
have a backlog of memes from everyone.
Oh, I just,
Oh,
this is
yeah.
the thing,
That I
this
could
is-
just
this is
react
how I
to.
get around it, right? Because this is like, all I do is I just send people memes, and that's basically it. So if they look at it and don't respond at all, it's just like, oh, I thought it was funny. Fuck. But sometimes you just get a response. You know, when you can just hold a picture and just put like a laughing face or something like that.
Yeah,
Takes
like a
minimal
laughing face.
effort.
Yeah.
But if someone does that, I'm like, at least they enjoyed it. That's good.
Yeah, or at least they
I'm fine.
I
acknowledge
think
that
that
sent it.
is they should take out read receipts and leave that, because that's so much better just to be able to put, hey, like, let's all go to the park or something. Don't know why we're going to the park.
'Cause we're 12.
But let's all go to the pub,
Yeah.
and then people just put a thumbs up, and it's just like, right, see you there at 7.
Yeah.
Rather than everyone having to dilute the chat with loads
Actually,
of
I'll tell
messages
you-
and
I'll
push
tell
it
you
back,
one
so
thing.
some people might not see
I'll tell
it.
you one thing that's got rid of. We're going on a massive tangent, by the way, but that's
Yeah.
that's one thing it gets rid of is the meaningless messages. So if you send like a meme to someone and someone just goes lol as a response or
Yeah.
something like that,
Ha ha
yeah,
ha 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 ha.
yeah, it gets rid of that.
Yeah.
and it's just a better, it's a better way of showing that someone enjoys something. I don't know. I find it more good for some reason to see someone reacting
More good.
More goodings.
To see someone react like that rather than just writing lol or something like that. Because when you read that,
And then if they genuinely do find it funny, they can put the laughing faces and then like brilliant or like saw that today or something like that. Like
Whereas the read receipts will show that everyone in the group chat has seen it, and it just
decided not to reply to you.
Yeah, even though the truth is they'd have done that anyway, it just wouldn't feel as blatant.
Yes, exactly.
So anyway, that is
absolutely.
my read receipts
that's a
on
good one.
social media.
You know
apps.
what? I enjoyed Charlie's, but based on the discussion that we pulled off from that, I'm going for Andy on this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the same.
Oh,
I'm going
you.
read receipts.
Thank you.
Yeah.
1-1. Thank you. I'm a big
Uno,
fan.
uno.
I think I would have. What were your guys' again? I forgot.
Well, that shows, doesn't it? Mine was YOLO. People who say YOLO
Mine
unironically.
was dust.
Dust, yeah.
To be fair, yeah, I'm allergic to dust as well, so I fucking hate dust.
You've got to pick that, like,
I think, yeah.
biologically.
Fucking dust. But yeah, there's some pretty good ones. 1-1.
Sure.
Right. Who would like to
Uno
kick
e uno.
Who started the first two?
I think it's my turn
I
to go
think it is
first.
yours, yes, because I started that one.
Yeah.
The first one.
Can I pull it back to an all-round draw?
Let's find out.
Can you? That's the ideal,
No,
I suppose.
because this one's so stupid, and I know that
Alright.
people are going to disagree with me on this one. People who say, I can't drink that because I threw up once while drinking it.
Interesting.
And my argument, so this is alcohol based, so people who say, oh, no, I can't do shots of tequila because one time I threw up after I started tequila. My argument for this is throw up.
I'm just picturing James at a pub with a bunch of friends, and you're like, "Oh, I got you a shot of vodka." They go, "Oh no, I was ill the last time I had that. I'm not gonna have it." And you're like, "Grow the fuck up, Jenny."
Genuinely,
I've
like,
got some bad news for you, James.
I knew that you were going to be this person.
That is me. I do not do shots. The smell of tequila makes me straight up nauseous. Like if I smell
Because you threw up on it once, or because you just don't like the smell?
threw up on it once, I think. I don't know. I don't know.
Because if you just don't like the if you don't like the taste of
Don't
something,
remember
or you
if
don't
I've thrown
like
up on
the
it.
smell of it, that's
But with
fine.
stuff like
But there's people who are like, I can't drink it because one time I drank loads and threw up
the
on
thing
it.
with I can't actually remember if I threw up on it, but definitely
Interesting.
tequila
This is
and like stuff like
interesting.
sambuca. Like I smell it. If I catch a whiff of it, I like sometimes I have to step outside and get fresh air because I genuinely feel like I'm going to throw up. Like that is a genuine thing, and it's like even before I've drunk it, and it's like, but it's happened now where if I do drink it, now I do throw up because it's like because
you've
like,
built
it's
it
like
up so
mental-
much in
it's
your
like
head.
That mental
it's a
thing,
mental
isn't it?
now.
Yeah.
So as soon as I like neck it, my brain goes, "What the fuck are you doing? Get this out of here now!" and it like tries to chuck it up straight away.
Do you know what? I about 95% agree with you, James. I think it is dumb. The only example that I do think that is dumb because we've all vomited. We've all vomited on like nights out or as a result of a lot of drinking from drinking different things. So half the time, at least for me, like if I had a shot of Sambuca and then I vomit later in the night, unless I was literally just drinking Sambuca the entire night, I can't directly, in my head, I can't be like, it was the
Associate
Sambuca that
it,
did
yeah.
that.
And with
The only thing,
sorry, go,
except
you
for
go,
Old
you go.
Rosie, that can fucking suck a whole dick full of dust.
But this is
Old
the thing,
Rosie,
right? So I think
can
I don't
die.
fill into what James is actually saying here because I've thrown up on Rockets, I still drink it. I've thrown up on Old Rosie, I still drink it. I've thrown up
Psychopath.
on lots of different beers, I still drink it. It's just like shots where the smell of it, I don't even drink it. The smell of it makes me sick.
I think-
that's the stuff I don't drink.
I think people just don't like the shots. It's not a case of, oh, I threw up once while drinking it and I can't drink it again. I think it's just people just don't like it. And, you know, with shots, people will drink stuff that they don't like just because it's over quickly.
yeah.
I think they probably just don't like it. And then they've thrown up and gone, no, that's really grim. I'm going to throw up next time. It's like, yeah, because you didn't like it the first time. Anything that I like if I drank... I've got a piss poor record for this, but if I wasn't able to drink things that I've thrown up on, I wouldn't be able to drink anything. So it's kind
You wouldn't have any
of beyond
water.
the point.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, but it's kind of like
No,
there's things
it's
that I
a really
love,
good
like
one.
you know,
This is really good.
like I love Amstel and like Breeder,
I'm still
Interesting.
really good.
but I've thrown up on that
Breeder.
loads. And every time I'm like, I take a sip on like the first sip on a warm summer's day with a Breeder outside a pub, I'm like, oh, yeah,
Yeah.
not
I'd say the only
retching.
maybe something to support the other side of this would be, you know, when you have a crazy, like a very busy night, and you, or for some reason, I don't know, let's say you're drinking whiskey all night or something, and then the next day you feel kind of gross, you're a bit hungover, and someone gives you a whiskey bottle, and they're like, have a sip, you would probably be like, ugh, don't really want to do that. But I feel the person you're arguing against in this situation is not that scenario. It's the person who is, you know, not had a drink, not been out for a week since last weekend.
Yeah.
When they go out, someone buys them a Jaeger bomb, and they're like, "Oh no!"
Yeah. And a year ago, they had a Jaeger bomb and it made them throw up. And now they go, "No, I can't drink Jaeger bombs because it throwing up." Like,
yeah,
throw up.
If someone buys me a shot, I still drink it. Like I've had people buy tequila for me, and I've had to have a fucking chaser of just like beer. I'll be there with my pint and the shot.
Oh, yeah.
And I go, oh god,
There you go.
Get rid of that.
There you
Get rid
go.
of
Not a pussy.
that's
Well,
also
James.
very. Well, at least not that.
Not
That's
that.
very true. If someone's buying you something for, like, you're getting it for free, and you reject it
Do it.
because you might have been sick after having it once, months and months and months ago, that's dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's free shit. You
That's-
take that.
Yeah, you take that and you do what Charlie said. Like, if you take it,
Yeah.
or you chase up with something, or it's just,
Yeah.
it's also just a little bit rude. If I'm buying everyone shots and someone's like, you know what, I actually don't like tequila shots with the the salt and the lime, and I go, I've just offered you a gift and you've slapped my face. That's exactly
Yeah.
what
Do
you've
you
done
like-
here.
Do you like Coca-Cola? And if they go, yes, just go get yourself a Coke, pour the tequila in.
Yeah, you wouldn't even taste the tequila
Sorted.
after a while.
It's just Coke, and you've still taken my present. That
Yeah.
sounds weird.
Yeah, but maybe don't say it like that at a bar.
Ooh.
Hey babe, you want
I
my
won't say it like
present?
that. You want to unwrap this gift?
That was actually I like that one, James. I think that's
Yeah,
your
I
best
like
one so far.
Thank you.
Go
I
on.
think it's your. There you go. Should we? Who's next then? Is it me or
Yeah,
Charles?
just fuck those
Do you
people,
want to
basically.
go, Andy? Because I think mine's
I feel like Charlie's might be a bit stupid.
Yeah, this Charlie's a bit dumb.
nah, dude.
My,
nah.
My one's a slightly different. This one's all about people, right? People
You guys
who
just
are
fucking hate
proud.
people.
I do, yeah.
Yeah, basically.
People who are proud that they work excessive hours and take no breaks.
Yeah. What the fuck?
It's people, especially people who are working where they're clearly like someone's. They're working for someone.
That shit annoys me so much. I cannot stress how I'm not like. Oh, it's irritating. I hate that.
It's because it's also like, who are you? No one cares but you.
Yeah.
The point of a job, most of the time, is it's an exchange of services. You're being paid to do a service.
Yeah.
If you are working extra hours, or loads of extra hours, it's one thing to work extra hours and do it if you're trying to like curry favor with a boss or maybe trying to leave a good impression. But you don't have to tell the world about it. Except, like, I don't care if you've worked an extra 2 hours after work for the past month. That, especially if I'm like someone who's on the same level, like of the the ladder, the chain in a company or something. I don't care. The only people that should know or kind of be aware of it is maybe the person you're trying to impress, like your boss or something, or maybe a prospective company that you talk to. But then also what you're doing then is you're showing, hey, look, I'm willing to do so much more for free.
It's literally
I just think
professional brown nosing.
Yeah, it's shit eating. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
And it's also in the same vein as the people who's like, oh, I didn't take any holiday last year.
Yeah.
It's like, who cares?
That's
Who are you
stupid.
impressing?
Yeah.
No one
Unorthodox
cares.
display of hubris, but very well.
Yeah, yeah.
I would be more on tune with people that boast about not taking holiday, because I think there's a certain level people that boast about like working extra hours and stuff. It is a bit like mate, I don't care. But at the same time, it's people who work those extra hours and, like you say, don't get paid. That's just a really good way to climb the ladder. Like, if you take on more responsibility and then do it for 6 months and go, hey, I'm not actually paid for this, and then, you know, maybe I should be getting some sort of compensation for this work that I'm doing that you're not actually contractually obliged to pay me for, and then you get a raise.
I don't take issue with that.
Still a suck up.
It's still a suck up.
I'd rather be a suck up with more money than like.
The problem is when those.
I'd happily take on more responsibility and
Andy,
climb the ladder quicker than somebody else. But
my point is, I'm not working a single second after I'm contracted. I can impress them all that I can while I'm contracted, depending on the scenario. You know, there might be other scenarios, especially if I know there's like a guarantee of maybe some promotion in the future. But I think the thing that I don't mind working, I think the concept of someone working longer and doing more, out of their contracted hours things to gain favor with a boss, I think that's good. I think people should do that if they want to. But it also shouldn't be expected, and those people shouldn't act as if they are better than the other people who are doing exactly what they're actually paid for. Those people are trash people. That's fair, do that. Because it's like, you're basically...
are assholes.
Yeah. Like, no one... Great, good for you. You want to work extra hours, you want to impress the boss, that's good. But don't make other people feel like shit because they're doing what they're actually being paid to do. That is what I want to send into the room. And
that's fair. Yeah,
they're not necessarily, but they're usually the type of people who are like, "Oh yeah, I only took 2 days off work last year." You know, like
I didn't take any sick pay and I came in ill.
It's like no one cares.
Well, then you're just spreading your illness, aren't you?
Coming in ill is an entirely different thing because that's just downright fucking stupid.
That's just.
But that's what people did. Like
loads of people do it before COVID. Everyone did it, and it was the most irritating thing. It's like, but that is almost a weird thing though, because like. When it's the other side, so when I'm ill, if I'm calling in sick, I feel like I'm breaking the law. And I feel like something's going, it's just like, oh, I really don't want to call in sick. Like, I don't want to. I feel like people will think I'm lying. I think people will think I'm like cheating the system and stuff like this. But when other people are sick, I'm like, can you fuck off before you give me a sore throat? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is that drilled into us from school?
Probably, yeah.
Like, whenever we used to say to our parents, like, I don't feel great today, and they would just automatically just be like, lying, go to school.
Yeah, exactly. It might be something
it's
like
that. Yeah. I feel like shit, mate.
We had like
let me stay home for a day.
Someone come into the office and they would just like talk, like sniffling loads, be like, "Are you sick?" "Yeah, but I got to get this done." It's just like,
no, you don't.
There's like 6 people who sit around you. You are going to make the entire team ill. That's going to make a lot of work that needs to be done.
If anything, ping a message in, see if anyone else can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's people like that. I don't mind if these same people are kind of like, I'm putting these extra hours in and I chat to my boss all the time and we got a relationship and I'm trying to, go up that ladder. That's fine. It's when they're like, oh, you actually took the free half day off on Friday. Oh, I didn't. I was there till 6:30.
I stayed here and did more.
I think that's like the thing though, because people who do stay quite a lot and work really, really hard. Like I had a bunch of people at the place I used to work who would stay and they'd be there until like 7 o'clock at night, sort of thing. And they'd be in again at 7 in the morning, and they'd be doing that over and over again. But that was because we were stupidly busy, and they didn't really talk about it like at all. Like it wasn't.
But that's what's happening. There is they're being punished for the management's deficiencies.
Yes, but the difference is none of them were like bragging about it. But the one time, someone in the office in a different department was like, "Oh, I've been working so late and stuff like that," and everyone else in their team was just like, "We've been doing that for like 2 months, and they haven't. They've been going home at 5 o'clock every day, and this is like the first week they've had to do overtime, and they're complaining about it." And they're telling everyone else that they're doing it. So it's like, I feel like if you're the one who's working overtime and you're bragging about it and you're making everyone else feel bad that they're not doing it and stuff like that, I almost feel like it's because you do fuck all. And you're just trying to convince everyone else you do a lot. That's what it seems like to me. Because the people who work really hard and work a lot of hours don't really talk about it because it makes them miserable doing those hours.
Because also their statistics will show, won't it?
Yeah, exactly.
The people can see how much you're doing. Like, people can see how much of your job that you're actually fulfilling. So the people that are fulfilling their job and more don't need to chat about it to everyone else because the management will see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Because at the
So-
end, like there's no point in making other people feel shit for doing. Yeah, I also
Yeah.
I just don't like the concept of people being proud of doing something they're not actually paid to do.
Yeah.
And then making other people feel worse for doing
I
their
feel
job.
like if you're contracted to do 9 to 5, you should just do 9 to 5. I feel like that's what you should be doing.
Yeah.
Anything
Especially-
more than
You
that
don't
is
get
like,
any more money
I
for
don't know,
it. Go
It
enjoy
kind of feel
yourself.
like, I don't know. I just feel like you should only be doing what you're contracted to do, and you should be spending the rest of the time enjoying yourself. I think that's just what it should be.
Yeah. The only
If you've got,
exception
a
is that-
family, go spend time with your
Yeah, I
family.
feel like it's a very toxic environment if you're in a workplace where everyone's like, "Oh, you have to work until 8 o'clock in the evening, or else you're a slacker." That's toxic as fuck. I don't like that.
That is, yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah, but there you go. That's my one. That's my third and
Nice.
final one.
Good one.
Onto the room. Charles
Mm.
Charles McWickham.
So mine is a little bit different.
Chihuahuas.
Hey,
Chihuahuas. I can feel like it's going to be something like that.
it's Chihuahuas.
No,
I'm not joking.
actually-
It is. I
Is it
fucking hate
actually-
'em.
is it actually the dog Chihuahuas?
Wait, is it actually? Do you have?
Wait, where is it? Chihuahuas.
Oh yeah, it does say Chihuahuas. Fucking hell! What are the odds
I
of this?
cannot believe I've just guessed
You
that.
just absolutely pulled that out of the bag there,
They're little
James.
bastards. They're little rat bastards, and I hate them.
Little fucking rat.
Can we take a
bastard.
moment? I'm just like,
James has just totally guessed it. That's fucking funny.
oh, that's so funny.
Chihuahuas. Right,
Same
go on.
brain cell, James. they're just aggressive little bastards, and I hate them. They're just shit dogs. That's all I have to say about that. They're always like the nastiest little shits, and they always just bite for no reason, and they're just.
They're also
like,
not
they're
even
just-
that cute.
They're just fucking horrible. It's like, I don't know. It's most dogs are pretty chilled out. You know, don't really. Not really
Yeah.
too fussed about things, you know. Some will be quite excited, quite excitable and stuff. But these little fuckers just go for anything and everything, and I hate them.
It's just negative energy.
Yeah, I feel
just-
like if I went near it, it would just
Small dick
It
energy.
just feels like it would attack me if I went near it. I feel pretty comfortable around. I like dogs; they're great.
Yeah.
Chihuahuas
Yeah.
stress me the fuck out. I hate them.
Fuck those
I'll
little
always be in the
shits.
camp that like the dogs, whether they're aggressive or anything, it's their environment and how they're brought up and that kind of
Yeah.
thing, not their breed.
yeah.
But I do notice that a lot of Chihuahuas are particularly
But
yappy
In
and
the
particularly
Chihuahua's
kind of
defense-
aggressive to other dogs and that kind of thing. But
Shower's defense, because they need a representation here a little bit, is they're so small, their entire lives they always have to be like, they have to, for other dogs, like in the sense of interacting with other dogs, they've got to somehow be like intimidating or annoying to other dogs to show that they can't be total little bitches.
yeah.
So I guess that's the strategy.
They
That's
need that street
probably
cred.
the. Yeah, they need like, oh, I'm a bigger dog than him, but like that dog's fucking crazy, so I'm
Yeah.
not gonna mess with that dog. yeah,
I ain't gonna fuck with that guy.
yeah. Like, that guy ripped my eyes out for no reason. Yeah, but no, Chihuahuas are beast dogs.
Yeah, I can't fully agree with it because I love all dogs.
But
Like,
fuck Chihuahuas.
You get some Chihuahuas that are lovely and just delightful. Some of them are a bit.
I'm not saying
The
I'd be
average
nasty to them,
Chihuahua
I'm just
is
saying I
great.
want to avoid them, and I wish they weren't.
I'm not saying I'm gonna boot them.
Even
wish
though
they-
I'm quite confident in my ability to smack one top corner, I don't think it's a nice thing to do, so I'm not going to.
I'd rather it not exist in the first place.
I'd rather they just not be
Yeah.
there, to be honest.
Yeah.
I kind of in a way wish I'd gone with my other option to rival you on this one. I had before I changed it to people that like drink blah blah blah. It wasn't specifically this, but if I'd have put down people who don't like specific breeds of dogs, because I had previously people who don't like dogs. Like,
Nice.
like
Interesting.
we could have had a full-on
I would've been on
debate.
your
Full on
list
1v1.
Go on football
Chihuahuas.
Twitter. He's got Drogba as
I
his
think
screenshot.
well, no, because it's not all small dogs. Like Andy's got a small dog.
No, not at all.
I do indeed.
Your
But it's not all
your
Chihuahuas
dog
as well.
is adorable. No, it isn't. But
Yeah.
it seems to be heavily balanced
Most
towards
chihuahuas.
chihuahuas.
The
Just
average
saying.
chihuahua is usually an unpleasant experience to interact
Yes.
with. I
like
find.
that-
Then
it's
again, I've only met like probably 5 or I don't know, not many. But
It's just, I don't know.
chihuahuas.
I feel like if you'd be walking around somewhere and you get a handbag growling at you, and it'd be like, oh, there's a little cunt in that handbag.
is also part of it, Charlie.
And a chihuahua.
Is it is it also part of it the fact that a chihuahua is usually representative of the type of owner?
Yeah.
Oh, pampered.
White woman.
Yeah.
Is that what? Yeah, like kind of, legally blonde.
Paris Hilton.
minus the smarts. Yeah. Like
I think
kind
it's
of.
like, but no, I don't know. It's
Like you
Dunno.
never just see like a decent normal bloke have a chihuahua. Like it's just not. Well, there might be, but it's not something that when you think chihuahua,
if
you
you
wouldn't.
just think it's probably not his though, is it? That one.
Yeah.
You
He's
don't
walking
think of
before
Dave
someone.
down the fucking building site having a chihuahua.
No.
Yeah. No.
No.
Like you're.
I-
If I went to a doctor's surgery and my doctor owned a chihuahua, I would change doctors.
Let's turn it. Let's make it also like a cat owner equivalent thing, right? So if you're stroking a cat, you're having a good time. Cat's having a good time, it's chilled out. It rolls over onto its back to get you to rub its belly. If you rub that belly, you are getting clawed to fuck, right? That's what it is. For me, the chihuahua
Cat's gonna
is the
fuck you
cat
up.
on its back at all times. I don't feel like there's going to be any enjoyment with petting a chihuahua.
They're quite bony as well, aren't
Yeah,
they?
they're
There's
not
nothing
very-
to a chihuahua.
Pleasant.
You kind of pick one up and you're just a bit like,
tactically.
They just look
Yeah.
really nervous about everything. I think that's the thing as well. They're nervous about everything. So you see one, it looks like it's having like a panic attack every 5 seconds, and it's just like, you're like not all right, mate, are you? Like, you're like,
you need some
Daddy
counselling,
chill.
brother.
okay.
Like, you want to come round for a pint?
It's
and
just
just
like
chill.
shaking, just like, oh my god, what the fuck is going on? It's just like, it's just like, dude, it's all right. It's it's okay.
It's good, mate.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know.
Chihuahuas are a good one.
Yeah, they're little,
I like
they're little
that.
shits.
Little shit asses.
Little
Right.
bastards.
So should we
Right, so
Should
what
we
have we
put it-
got here?
So so it was chihuahuas.
Mm-hmm.
I even forgot what mine was. Mine was people that who boast
Oh,
others
yeah.
about extra work that they don't actually
Yeah.
need to do. And
Boast about more work, and mine was people who say, I can't drink that because I threw up on it once.
interesting. They're all very different lanes.
I would vote Andy's.
Yeah, they
Because I
are.
feel like that one I've seen in the flesh and it irritates me. So I would vote Andy's.
That's fair, yeah.
I
I
interesting. I think I would go if I wasn't voting for myself. I'd go James's. Or I
see,
would vote
I-
myself.
James gets the tiebreaker
See, this is the thing. I can't vote
for yourself.
chihuahuas.
Aw.
And I can't vote for myself.
So who are you gonna
Andy.
vote for?
It's got to be for
Andy
people who
wins
boast
too.
about doing the work.
Andy's got 2.
There we go.
So what were we throwing in? We've got YouTube adverts.
Agreed
What was the second one?
wholeheartedly on that one. Second one was me as well. Mine was read receipts on messenger apps.
Yep.
Oh yeah, red receipt. Yeah.
Read receipts on
Okay, so
throwing those in.
we've got the 3 options now: YouTube ads, read receipts, and people who boast about work they're doing out of hours.
Which one out of those 3 would
If
you
we
go with?
had to choose one, we don't have to. We can put all 3 in, and we will put all 3 in. But
Yeah.
if one's got to go on the top shelf, what are we
Oh.
putting on the top shelf?
Probably the people who boast about work one for me. Because I can't vote for my own, right? So that's the one I preferred.
No,
I'd have to go for YouTube ads.
Do you know what I would say? If it's things that affect me now
Inflation.
daily, I would put YouTube ads. But on a real level, people who boast about work will be more annoying in the long term.
Because you'll just get an ad blocker.
Yeah.
Very mature.
I think. Do you know what? I'll go YouTube ads. I hate them so much.
There we go. There's our winner.
More on YouTube ads.
YouTube ads taking the top space, the top shelf in our room.
Out of
201.
curiosity, can we also do out of the ones we've mentioned in total? What would be the one that's no one gives a shit if it goes in or not? Would that be toasters or chihuahuas?
Probably toasters.
For me, it's toasters and chihuahuas tied.
Chihuahuas.
Because I love toast and I like dogs. So
Chihuahuas aren't dogs, they're little rat things, dude.
yeah, to be fair, they aren't dogs if you can fit them in a toaster. So,
They're a dog, you can fit it in a handbag, bro. It's not a dog.
Full circle.
no, I'd have to say chihuahuas and toasters are on par because I love toast and love chihuahuas.
How'd
so-
you end up like a
Okay.
chihuahua from a wolf? I'm just saying.
A lot of breeding.
Actually, yeah.
Pathetic.
Hundreds of years of forced breeding. But no.
Look how small
brilliant.
it is.
Well,
Yeah,
that's-
just wanna
so-
kick it. No, sorry. What?
Yeah.
Want to boot it? So what we've got YouTube ads on the top shelf taking our first place, and then
absolutely.
we've got people who boast about work as our second place, and then third we've got red receipts, all going in
Yep.
the room
Absolutely.
201,
Those are good ones.
locked away, never to be seen again.
Unfortunately, they will be.
And chihuahuas,
Unfortunately,
you're safe.
people who throw up on drinks and then claim they can't drink it again still
Hang
exist.
on, that's different. What do you mean, throw up on drinks? Like you're just having a party,
No.
throw up in it. Oh, you got to drink that now.
Oh yeah, that's
To be
grim.
fair,
Yeah.
I want to keep that just because that would be such a
Grow
hilarious
up and
scenario.
drink the pint.
Grow up. So grow. I also love the idea of telling grown adults to be, grow up, mate.
Someone like refills, someone accidentally vomits in their glass, refills it up to bring me, just drop a coin in it, just go on.
Yeah.
Grow up,
Save the
drink that, you
queen.
fucking child.
Oh, that's so gross.
These are disgusting. I love it though.
I bet a
Oh,
chihuahua would
immense.
eat that.
Little shits.
He'd get his head over the top of the glass, the fucking little bastard.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Head all
enough
the
of
way in.
that.
Anyway,
Thank you for listening to the Earth
Sandwich
Sandwich
podcast
podcast.
does not condone violence against animals. I hate chihuahuas, but I don't hate them that much.
Yeah. Stick in the comments what you would put in your room
And why
201,
is it chihuahuas?
and you know, if there is a few comments, if there is a few comments out there, we'll have a rehash where we randomly assign to each of us, and we've got to argue that point whether we
love
agree
it.
for it or
I'm
not.
down.
I like that. I like that.
We'll
I'll
see what we
blindly
get.
follow someone. Beautiful. Thank you
Wonderful.
for listening.
Well, if you're watching on YouTube, check us out on Spotify, same name. If you're listening on Spotify, check us out on YouTube, same name.
Au revoir.
Wonderful, gentlemen.
Auf
Hope you have a
Wiedersehen.
wonderful night, evening,
Afternoon.
morning.
Yeah,
Morning.
evening, whatever. Go with that.
Okay, so let's see
I
ya.
don't know what time it is.
Au
We'll
revoir.
catch you all soon.
Peace. See ya.